And tonight there are new questions about the background of a man named Shaun King. He is a prominent activist in the Black Lives Matter movement. And this comes after a new report alleges that King may have lied about his ethnicity. Trace Gallagher, live in our West Coast newsroom with this story tonight. Hi, Trace.
Hi, Martha. No one disputes that Shaun King was born in 1979 in Versailles, Kentucky, population 8,500. Beyond that, there seems to be very little agreement. Shaun King has always said his mom, who raised him, is white. His father, who wasn't around, is black. Now, some conservative media outlets, including Breitbart, The Blaze, and the Daily Caller, claim that King, a prominent leader in the Black Lives Matter movement, is not black, and that he's been lying to everyone from his fellow activists to Oprah Winfrey. King won a full-ride scholarship from Oprah to attend historically black Morehouse College. But Shaun King is now responding, questioning these outlets' journalistic credibility, saying they got their information from a blogger he calls a known white supremacist. King then uses social media to point-by-point refute their allegations and reinforce his life story, even having a former teacher and classmate corroborate his account of being beaten so badly by local rednecks in high school that he suffered spinal damage. The friend writes, quoting, "He never saw what hit him. He never had a chance. I didn't stop to count how many attacked him, but the number was easily in the neighborhood of a dozen. They were big white farm boys." But Breitbart also claims to have gotten Shaun King's birth certificate, listing his father as Jeffrey Wayne King, the only Jeffrey Wayne King in Kentucky who is white. Shaun King has not responded to the birth certificate allegation, except to say his family is one big mess. Quoting again, "Like many of you, I have siblings I don't know, siblings I'm estranged from, and a family full of secrets, divorce, affairs, etc." King ends by saying he is done addressing this matter. Martha.
All right. With more on this, we turn to Dana Loesch, the host of Dana on the Blaze TV, and civil rights attorney Andel Brown. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks, Martha.
Dana, why is this so important?
Well, Martha, I'll be honest with you. Until a few days ago, I thought he was a white dude. I had no idea that he was pretending or telling people that he was black. And I know some people out there are asking that very question that you just did right now. Well, why does this matter? It matters because for the past year, we have heard this phrase white privilege thrown around, thrown in people's faces. It's been used as a way to divide. I mean, this isn't, Shaun King, by the way, isn't the first. Rachel Dolezal, Elizabeth Warren was the first one. Rachel Dolezal was the second, Rachel Dolezal, and now he's the third. And it just seems incredibly ironic. And it matters because of the language and the divisiveness that we have seen come out of this movement.
Andel, do you agree?
I think it's divisive to be wondering whether this person is black or white. Why does it matter? We're worried about the content of the character, not the color of their skin. If he stands for justice and equality, then he is with the tradition of many people of all colors of and ethnicities that have stood up for justice and equality in this nation. That's what makes us great. Many different people banding together and standing up for what's right. It doesn't matter if he's black or white.
You know, I remember the same argument being made with the Rachel Dolezal discussion. She was the head of an NAACP chapter. And, you know, what was odd, though, was that she had presented herself as an African-American in order to get scholarships. And that also appears to be part of this story as well, if indeed what this blogger has found is true. You know, so it raises questions about misrepresenting yourself in general in order to gain some sort of advantage. And, you know, as everyone said about Rachel Dolezal, you know, just if she had just come out and said, you know, I'm a white person who cares deeply about these issues, and I feel I have every right to run this organization because I feel strongly about it, nobody would have ever had a problem with it. So that's where the rub appears to be. Dana?
And Martha, to get into that as well, I mean, we're talking about a guy who has sat as judge and jury of other people's race. I mean, he had once suggested to a friend of mine, Lawrence Jones, who's a black conservative, that he wasn't black enough somehow. I mean, I've watched this guy sit here and call people white supremacists and use the term white privilege and throw around these terms. So, yeah, if you're going to kind of throw around those terms and be out in someone's face as the judge and jury of blackness or whiteness, and this comes up and there are records showing that your dad is white, yeah, it does become an issue because it shows that it's ironic and you're a hypocrite.
And if the color doesn't matter, Andel, then why throw all of those, you know, those phrases around from him?
Well, I don't know what phrases you're referring to, but even Jesus, when asked about his brother and his mother, said, those people that do my Father's will and obey what he says, those are my brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
it's
Jesus
about
never
what is
lied
he
about
doing,
God being
who is he
black.
standing with. And,
Yeah, Jesus
you know,
never lied
as
about
much as
God.
I like to hear Dana, I'm going to have to go with Jesus.
Jesus never lied about God being black. Andel, God love you, but he never did.
Andel?
Lied about God being black. I have no idea what color God is.
Why would you make that
and why that
comparison?
matters.
Why did you make that comparison?
It matters is that the blood,
Andel, to your point,
the blood covers everybody. So it's not about black or white.
I love equality.
That's what it's
really,
about.
you know what?
Absolutely, it's about those principles. It's not about color.
I think you both made some good points. You know, the bottom line is you need to represent yourself in an honest way, especially when you're talking about racial issues. And if that is not the case of what happened here, then he needs to speak up to that point. We love everybody,
well, then quit
too.
using the term white privilege.
Dan, love you both. Bye, you guys.
Martha.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.